Destiny Payton and Melody Sherry were once inseparable. They weren't just co-stars on Love and Marriage Huntsville. They were the kind of friends you'd expect to see riding for each other through everything. Divorces, drama, life changes, the works. But somewhere along the way, that ride-or-die bond hit a wall. And not just a speed bump. This was a full-on crash. You ever see two best friends fall out so hard it doesn't even feel real? That's what happened here. But the wildest part? The deeper you dig, the more it looks like someone might have been pulling the strings the entire time. First glance, it just looked like a friendship gone sour. Little distance, a few awkward moments on camera, and boom. People assumed Melody goes to Destiny. But nah, it runs way deeper than that. Behind the cameras, behind the polite smiles and forced scenes, there was tension brewing. Real tension. It started with small things. Missed calls, events skipped, vibes being off. Destiny felt abandoned, especially after Melody didn't show up to her divorce hearing. And to Destiny, that wasn't just a scheduling issue. That was a message. Then came the infamous reunion where everything exploded. Destiny confronted Melody about disappearing without a word, and Mel, she didn't hold back. She basically said she was tired of giving and not getting the same energy back. But there was something more in her voice, something personal. Melody hinted that Destiny had been cozying up to her enemies. And by enemies, she meant one person in particular, Letitia. Scott, now, here's where it gets juicy. Tisha's name had always been floating in the background. Her dynamic with Melody had been rocky from the jump, passive-aggressive digs, low-key shade, and a sense of unspoken competition. But when Destiny and Melody started to drift, Tisha saw an opening, and she took it. Suddenly, Tisha was popping, up everywhere with Destiny, posting selfies, inviting her to events, calling her real and loyal in confessionals. To the public, it looked innocent. Two women bonding. But to anyone paying attention, it felt calculated. Like Tisha was recruiting Destiny, pulling her into her corner, just as things between Destiny and Melody were falling apart. It wasn't just friendship, it was strategy. Destiny was vulnerable, fresh off a breakup, dealing with life, and trying to find her footing in a chaotic reality TV world. Tisha, she knew exactly how to step in and offer a shoulder and maybe stir the pot while she was at it. Destiny, to her credit, never outright admitted to choosing sides. She always said she was neutral. But when you start getting invited to girls' trips and popping up next to someone who's got a known issue with your old bestie, it doesn't go unnoticed. Especially not by fans. Especially not by Melody. The internet started catching on. Screenshots started surfacing. DMs were leaked. And suddenly, Destiny wasn't just the hurt friend. She was being painted as the villain. People were accusing her of spilling Melody's personal business to T. And even though Destiny denied it all, the damage was already done. Melody didn't just lose a friend. She lost someone she trusted. Someone she'd once considered family. And Destiny, she didn't just lose a bond. She got dragged into one of the messiest feuds reality TV's ever seen. But here's the thing. What? If Destiny wasn't the villain? What if she was just caught in the crossfire of something much bigger? Because once you bring production into the mix, everything changes. And from what insiders are saying, this feud might not have been as organic as it seemed. Someone was pulling levers behind the scenes. And we're about to get into all of it. Tisha Scott didn't just stumble into the middle of this feud. She walked in with intention. For years, she'd played second fiddle in the court of public opinion. Was always the wife of Morrow. Always the one catching shade from Melody about being too passive, too naive, too dependent. But Tisha had been watching. And when the cracks started forming in Melody's empire, she didn't hesitate to push through. Then she knew Destiny wasn't just another cast member. Destiny was Melody's former right hand. The woman who knew her triggers, her secrets, her patterns. Aligning with Destiny wasn't just petty, it was powerful. With one move, Tisha flipped the dynamic. No more being left out of the conversations. No more side glances and subtle digs. She became the new shoulder for Destiny to lean on and maybe, just maybe, whisper into. The evidence. It's all in the body language. During scenes where Melody and Destiny clashed, Tisha sat back, quiet but calculated, smirking while chaos unfolded. Her eyes didn't flinch, her expression didn't crack. It was the kind of calm that only comes when you know you've already won. And that's when fans started asking the real question. Was this about friendship or was this war? A war with layers. On the surface, it looked like a simple falling out. But when private conversations started leaking, things got ugly. A group chat surfaced, allegedly showing Destiny and Tisha discussing Melody's personal life, including moments that were never aired on camera. Destiny claimed it was out of context. Tisha claimed innocence. But the receipts told a different story. And then came the rumors, whispers from production, the kind that usually float around in fan forums before exploding into full-blown Reddit threads. Multiple insiders claimed producers encouraged the feud, pushed the narrative, even gave more screen time to cast members who stirred up the most chaos. And guess who was getting more confessionals? More scenes, more attention. Destiny, Tisha, not Melody. It wasn't hard to connect the dots. If producers saw ratings in drama and Tisha and Destiny were delivering, why wouldn't they keep fueling the fire? Suddenly, what looked like real pain and real betrayal started to feel like chess. People playing roles, but the emotions, those, were real, and the consequences even more so. Destiny found herself in a strange spot. Once praised for her transparency and strength, she was now being labeled messy, shady, opportunistic. Fans turned on her hard. They accused her of using Melody for relevance, then switching sides when it was convenient. Her every word got dissected. Her every look got turned into a meme. She was no longer seen as the friend going through hard times. She was now the alleged snake. But here's where it gets complicated. Destiny's been open about her trauma, her emotional struggle.